Welcome back to CarScope, the channel where we bring you the most detailed and honest car reviews on the latest and greatest vehicles hitting the roads. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic names in the world of lightweight sports cars, a car that has carved a legacy for itself by blending pure driving pleasure with everyday usability. Yes, we are talking about the all-new 2025 Mazda MX-5 Pop, a car that continues to celebrate the spirit of open-top motoring while embracing modern technology and efficiency. So buckle up, because this review is going to take you through every single detail, from the design to the interior, the performance numbers, pricing, and finally whether this roadster deserves a place in your garage. First impressions matter, and the 2025 MX-5 Pop nails it the moment you lay eyes on it. Mazda has taken its Kodo design language to the next level, creating a roadster that looks more aggressive and refined at the same time. The proportions are classic MX-5, long hood, short rear deck, and a low stance that hugs the road. The front fascia is slightly sharper than before, featuring slimmer LED headlights with a more piercing look, giving it a sense of athletic confidence. The new grille is more sculpted and features a subtle honeycomb mesh pattern with gloss black accents that make the Pop trim feel special. Mazda has added new aerodynamic elements like redesigned air intakes and an integrated front splitter that not only looks great but also improves airflow at higher speeds. The hood lines flow beautifully toward the windshield, emphasizing the lightweight, agile personality that has defined the MX-5 for decades. Move over to the side profile, and you are reminded why the MX-5 is such an icon. The proportions are balanced to perfection, and in the 2025 model, Mazda has given it an even sleeker silhouette. The wheel arches are slightly more pronounced, housing stylish 17-inch alloy wheels in a dark metallic finish that contrasts beautifully with the available exterior colors like Soul Red Crystal, Machine Gray, and the new Zircon Sand. The doors are clean, free from unnecessary clutter, and the shoulder line runs seamlessly toward the rear, creating a sense of motion even when the car is standing still. The soft top roof on the Pop trim is manually operated to keep weight down, and it folds away in seconds, giving you that classic roadster experience. Mazda engineers have stuck to the philosophy of simplicity and lightness, so you won't find power folding mechanisms adding unnecessary kilograms. The stance of the MX-5 remains low and wide, reminding you that this car is built for driving enjoyment, not just for posing on city streets. At the rear, Mazda has given the 2025 MX-5 Pop some subtle but impactful changes. The taillights are now LED units with a sharper internal signature, and the round design cues remain to honor the heritage of the car. The bumper has been slightly redesigned with a more integrated diffuser-like element at the bottom, and you still get the dual exhaust outlets that emit a satisfying note when you rev the engine. There's a tiny lip spoiler that adds a sporty touch without being over the top, and the rear deck lid remains short and purposeful. Everything about the back end screams minimalism and elegance while retaining the touch of aggression. Step inside the 2025 Mazda MX-5 Pop, and the philosophy of driver-centric design becomes crystal clear. The cabin remains snug, focused, and completely free of distractions. Mazda hasn't tried to make it something it's not. You won't find oversized screens or an overload of tech for the sake of it. Instead, what you get is quality craftsmanship, premium materials, and an ergonomically perfect driving position. The seats in the Pop trim are finished in high-quality fabric upholstery with contrast stitching, providing both comfort and excellent lateral support for spirited driving. There's just enough adjustment to get your ideal seating position, and the steering wheel is perfectly sized and feels great in the hands with its leather wrapping. Behind the wheel, you have a simple yet elegant gauge cluster with an analog tachometer taking center stage, exactly where it should be in a true driver's car. Flanking it are digital displays for speed, fuel, and trip information, but Mazda has wisely kept things minimal so you can focus on the road. The center console is straightforward, featuring a 7-inch infotainment screen that supports the latest Mazda Connect system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There are physical controls for the climate system, which is a breath of fresh air compared to the screen-heavy interiors of many modern cars. The materials on the dashboard feel solid and upscale, with soft touch surfaces and key areas. Storage remains limited, as expected in a two-seater, but you do get some clever compartments for small items. The gear lever falls perfectly to hand, and the manual shifter is a joy to operate with its short, precise throws, a reminder that Mazda still believes in delivering an engaging driving experience. Now let's talk about what really matters in a car like this: the performance. The 2025 MX-5 Pop stays true to its lightweight philosophy, tipping the scales at just over 2,400 pounds, which is impressive in an era where most cars are getting heavier. Under the hood, you'll find a 2.0-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine producing around 181 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque. While these numbers might not sound earth-shattering, the magic lies in the power-to-weight ratio and how this car puts that power down. The engine loves to rev, delivering its best near the red line, and the sound it makes adds to the emotional experience of driving. Paired with the standard 6-speed manual transmission, the MX-5 Pop offers one of the purest driving experiences you can get in 2025. For those who prefer convenience, there's also a 6-speed automatic available, but the manual is the one that truly makes this car come alive. Acceleration from 0 to 60 takes around 5.8 seconds, which is quick enough for a car designed for driving pleasure rather than straight-line speed. The real magic happens in the corners. With its perfect 50 hours 50 minutes weight distribution, low center of gravity, and finely tuned suspension, the MX-5 Pop feels like an extension of your body on twisty roads. The steering is beautifully weighted and communicative, letting you know exactly what the front wheels are doing. The suspension strikes a perfect balance between comfort and agility, making the MX-5 just as happy carving through a mountain pass as it is cruising on a highway. Fuel efficiency is also impressive for a sports car, with the manual version delivering around 26 miles per gallon in the city and 34 miles per gallon on the highway, while the automatic does slightly better. Safety and technology haven't been ignored either. The 2025 MX-5 Pop comes with standard features like lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and automatic emergency braking. There's also adaptive cruise control for those longer journeys, though let's be honest, most MX-5 owners will prefer to do the driving themselves. Now let's talk about pricing, because that's a big part of why the MX-5 continues to be so beloved. The 2025 Mazda MX-5 Pop starts at around $32,000, making it one of the most affordable ways to get into a true sports car in today's market. Even with a few options, it remains significantly cheaper than rivals like the Toyota GR86 or Subaru BRZ, and offers a more authentic open-top experience. When you consider the level of driving enjoyment, build quality, and heritage you're getting, the MX-5 represents incredible value for money. So, what's the verdict? The 2025 Mazda MX-5 Pop is not about horsepower wars or lap times. It's about connection, a connection between driver and machine, the joy of a perfectly timed gear shift, the thrill of an open road with the wind in your hair. In a world increasingly dominated by heavy, tech-laden vehicles, the MX-5 remains a beacon of purity, proving that less can indeed be more. If you're someone who values driving for the sake of driving, this car deserves a spot at the very top of your short list. And that wraps up our in-depth review of the 2025 Mazda MX-5 Pop. If you enjoyed this review and want to see more detailed breakdowns of the latest cars, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to CarScope, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think about the new MX-5. Does it still hold the crown as the king of affordable sports cars? Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you in the next video.